Hi, everybody. This is Emar Soput, the Sports Inquirer, and we're joined by Breland Morrissette from Georgia Tech Volleyball. Breland, thank you for joining us. I see you're outside on a nice
Yeah.
Thursday afternoon. How's the season been going so far for the team as you progress in the ACC play?
Yeah, I think the season's been going well for us. I'm really proud of our start. I think we have a strong start with us. We only have two losses, but I think they're two good losses and a lot of good wins. So I think we have a lot of preparation going into ACC play, and I'm excited to see how that goes for us.
Yeah, and your team is coming off of a split over this past weekend. Fell at Arkansas, but then won at Georgia. What do you take away from those matches facing those two highly competitive teams on the road?
Yeah. I think we learned a lot about ourselves and how we have to play when we want to be successful and just the level that we have to continue to play at to get those tough wins. And I think we just are continuing to work on playing together and filling each other out and just using those as a learning experience and yeah, keep moving forward. I think it was really fun to turn around and get that win at Georgia and just kind of play like ourselves and get a nice road win under our belt before we start conference play.
Yeah, and how has the team handled this season? I've talked to Michelle about this, Coach Collier, and some
Mhm.
others. We've spoken in the past. The team would, when you first got there, middle of the pack in the ACC, not achieving well on the national level. Now you're nationally ranked. You reached as high as top five in the nation this season.
Mhm.
How has the team handled those higher expectations and attention to you and the program?
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience for us. And I think that we're starting to learn how to embrace it and how to play with that pressure and that target on our back. That is something that is relatively new for us, but I'm proud of the way we've handled it. And we seem to be continuing to grow and continuing to adjust, being a little bit more uncomfortable and having everyone wanting to play their best game against us, playing under that pressure. It's been a lot better.
Yeah, what about you being a fifth year senior? How's this year been for you individually coming back for another campaign?
Yeah, I'm really thankful for the ability to come back and just have this experience with my team for another year. It's been good for me. It's exciting for me to be able to take a new role. I have more of a leadership role this year as one of our captains, and it's just been an adjustment a little bit, just stepping into that leadership role and kind of being the oldest on the team and leading in that way. But I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to play another year with my girls and with this program. It's been amazing.
Yeah, and you've been a big part of this program's progression from, I said, not making the NCAA tournament to making big runs in it. Was that a factor for you coming back for another year to finish that out? Because I'm sure you had
Yeah.
opportunities to get that extra year of eligibility somewhere else. But was that a factor in coming back? What were some other reasons
Oh,
that you
it
came back for
definitely
another year?
it definitely was a factor. I mean, we want to win the ACC this year. We want to win the national championship this year, and I had full faith that this team could do that, and I wanted to be a part of it with Georgia Tech volleyball. Like you said, we started middle of the pack in the whole NCAA and middle of the ACC, and we've come so far. And I wanted to close out, my experience with this team at Georgia Tech with a deep run into the tournament, hopefully national championship and an ACC championship, and that was a huge factor in me coming back. I believe we can do it. Now we're gonna do it. So, yeah.
Yeah, you take me back to you mentioned being a leader and being one of the older players on the team. What does that encompass? Is that from on the court having someone like Bella, a new starting setter, helping her get acclimated, maybe some of the upper underclassmen off the court? What does that mean when you say you in, increased your leadership role on the squad?
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like my younger years, especially, and even last year a little bit as a new starter, it was a different role. I feel like I was a little bit more worried about myself, my personal performance, and just like what I could do to contribute to the team. And I feel like now it's more of how can I get the best out of everyone, like it from a player. How can I push my teammates and get everyone, on the same page and like just more team focused and a little bit less, not less self focused, but a little bit more team oriented and just making sure, like you said, the newcomers on the court are feeling comfortable and just know that they have someone to lean on the court and stuff like that.
Yeah, and just looking at the stats and watching this season, so much attention's been put on the pins on the outsides, but it seems like you and Aaron in the middles have been able to have big contributions offensively. And we'll start with the offensive side. Have you noticed that this year, just more opportunities,
Mhm.
people maybe focusing more on Julia and some of the other outsides, and that's giving you more opportunities to be aggressive on that end?
For sure. I think when you're playing with a player like Julia, everyone's going to have her at their number one spot, slow her down. So I think it definitely gives us an opportunity to kind of get in there and, help her out, lighten the load a little bit, and take some of that offensive pressure from her. She's still going to put up her 20 kills per match, but we definitely get more of an opportunity to score. And I think Bella's doing a really good job of diversifying our offense and getting the middles a lot more involved. So we have a ton more attempts per set than we did last year. So I think that is a great thing too.
And then what about defensively? You've had the team has reached double-digit blocks, I think, multiple times this year, or at least averaging close to 6 or 7
Mhm.
a match. What about the defensive end? You and Aaron and the other middles being big part of that blocking set on the defensive end.
Yeah. Our team is way more physical this year, and I think our blocking numbers kind of reflect that. Everyone's gotten so much better at blocking, including myself, Aaron. We also have Bella on the block. Sometimes Fisher comes in and gets those big blocks, as well as Julie and Bianca holding it down, and Tam. I think we've all done a great job of like improving our blocking skills, and the coaches have put a lot of emphasis on our defensive work and our defensive game. And so that's been something that we're actually like getting to be really comfortable in, which historically wasn't our best performance. So that's really exciting, I think, to see from the team. Uh, Way different defensive effort, which is happy because I love playing defense. But
I was gonna ask, do you? I think I've asked this before, but maybe it's changed over time. Do you prefer having a big kill or a big block as a middle?
I definitely love a big block. I feel like it brings so much energy to the team, and so much of that momentum shifts towards your side when you're able to get a big block and just really shut down the big hitter when they take a big swing. It's my favorite for sure.
Yeah, and before we get to the start of ACC play this weekend, I was doing my research. Did you only play 1 year of varsity volleyball? Is that accurate?
Yes, that is
And
accurate.
now you're playing at a premier program in the country on a collegiate level. I know you did some club volleyball, but
Mhm.
how did that happen? Only get 1 year, and what was that process? Why only 1 year?
Yeah. So my freshman year, I actually played varsity volleyball, and I went to a small school, and so there wasn't a focus really on elite level volleyball. So I was blessed to have a club program, Alabama Performance Volleyball, who offered fall training. So I actually trained with them year round my sophomore, junior, and senior year to prepare me to come to Tech.
Yeah, but what did you have any inkling to play some varsity where they're asking you to play? Obviously, you
Yeah.
and you're nationally recognized. I mean, I saw some you reached
Mhm.
some watch lists as on a national level. What was
Yeah.
that like? Did you try any other sports? Like, did you do anything athletically with the high school?
Yeah, they definitely wanted me to play. There was a lot of things going on with the coaching. There wasn't a coach for a while and things like that. But yeah, they definitely wanted me to be a part of the team, and I a little bit selfishly chose to train. But I did do a little bit of track and field. I'd never competed in any meets because they would conflict with my club tournaments. But I did like train there, but I was active more on the academic side with my school stuff. I was my class president for a few years and contributed that way to my school life. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that you were a class president for multiple years, but you've also been all ACC academic honoree over your time. How important is that for you, having that academic side and going to a school like Georgia Tech, combining with your athletic endeavors?
Yeah, it was really important for me. One of the reasons I chose Tech is because it was such a strong academic school. And I pride myself in being a strong academic performer. I like to learn. And so that was also part of the reason I came back for my fifth year. I'm studying a master's in business analytics. And, Tech had such a good academic program from undergrad to post grad, graduate programs. So I thought it was really good fit for me there too.
I was gonna say, how do you spend the fifth year? Are you graduating in after this semester? Are you sticking around for another? How's that academic calendar working for you?
hmm Yeah, so I graduated in 3.5 years undergrad in December of 2021, and then I began my grad program spring 2021, which is pretty tough. Um, and then I trained with the team, all the normal stuff, took the trip to Brazil, um, and was taking graduate classes. And now I am taking only 12 hours of grad classes. And then in the spring, I'll graduate from the grad program.
Oh my goodness. How have you handled that? Because I've heard from students, and I can say personally, graduate classes, it's less in class, but it's more intensive as far as
Mhm.
research and projects and all that stuff. Do you find that kind of similar?
Yeah, it's been work for sure. The graduate classes here are no joke. It's been intensive. That is the word. And but we have such a good support staff here, and the coaches are really understanding and things like that. But yeah, it's been a challenge. I will say the spring was difficult, but it helped that we weren't in season and now taking a little bit lighter load during the playing time, so we can focus a little bit more on volleyball has been good.
All right. And finally, get back to the court. You're playing, you have Wake Forest and Virginia Tech this weekend opening ACC play. How's the team feeling? Had a very tough non conference slate. I'm sure you've rested up, but how's the team feeling getting ready to get back to AC competition and compete for the championship, as you mentioned?
We're excited. I think this is our first opportunity to just show what we're about in this ACC play. And, we have two great opponents ahead of us. Wake Forest is looking really good on video, and we haven't seen too much of Virginia Tech yet, but I'm sure we will. And yeah, I'm excited to play them. I think it'll be awesome to play them at home. Start off ACC season at home is a blessing.
Well, thank you for your time, Breland. We appreciate it. And good luck this weekend against the Hokies and the Demon Deacons.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.